So, very good morning to all. So, today we are going to discuss about reactions of unsaturated hydrocarbon and carbon oxygen double bond. We have completed already the reactions of carbon carbon double bond, that is the alkene, and carbon oxygen, that is carbon carbon triple bond, that is the alkyne. Now, today we'll discuss about the chemistry of the reactions of carbon oxygen double bond, that is the carbonyl compound aldehydes and ketone. So here we'll see the reactions of carbon oxygen double bond, that is the carbonyl compound, that is the carbonyl compound. So here we'll see the chemistry of carbon oxygen double bond. First you will see what are this carbonyl compound. So this carbonyl compound, if you see, it contains a C double bond O. So it is called as a carbonyl group. Carbonyl group. So this carbonyl group, carbonyl group, it have a bond with the carbon and oxygen by the double bond, and there are two bonds. If one of the valency is satisfied by the hydrogen, then it is called as aldehyde. It is called as aldehyde. And when other valency or both valency, they are satisfied by the alkyl group or aryl group, but not hydrogen, that is other than hydrogen, then it is called as ketone. So we will see the reactions of aldehydes and ketone. Reactions of aldehydes and ketone. So it gives addition reaction. So this gives a addition reaction. Reactions of carbon compound, that is the addition reaction, because it have the multiple bond. It have the multiple bond, that is the carbon oxygen double bond. So here you are having a corresponding, that is addition reaction. In this carbonyl compound, if you see the structure of this one, so firstly if you know the structure, then very easily we can uh, write their reaction. So this carbonyl compound is having, if you take any one of them, here there is a bond between the carbon and oxygen. So one of the bond is a sigma bond. One of the bond is a sigma bond, and other bond is a pi bond. Oxygen is more electronegative as compared to carbon. So oxygen carries a partial negative and carbon carries partial positive charge. So this is the charge on the carbonyl group. And if you see the internal bond angle in this oxygen, carbon, and this R, this carbon is sp2 hybridized. It is sp2 hybridized. So the internal bond angle is 120. It is a 120 degree, right? And it is a planar in nature, means all the atoms R, carbon, O, and R, they are in the plane. They are planar in nature. They undergo resonance. How they undergo resonance? You can take any one of them. I take the first structure. So they undergo resonance. Oxygen is more electronegative as compared to carbon. That's why the pi bond will open on the oxygen. The pi bond will open on the oxygen, and you are having a corresponding next structure like this one. So here you get carbon, here is O, here is two bonds. So oxygen carries a negative charge and carbon carries a positive charge. So this is the structure of this one. So in the carbon, this carbon is having positive and oxygen is having a negative charge. So this is the structure of this carbonyl compound. As oxygen is more electronegative, the pi bond between the oxygen and carbon, it will open on the oxygen. Oxygen is having negative and carbon is having a positive. So there is a generation of positive and negative charge in the carbonyl group. So of course, as carbon is having positive, the nucleophile will attack on the carbonyl carbon, and as oxygen is negative, so the electrophilic end will attack on the oxygen. So this is the reaction that it may give. So this is the resonating structure of this carbonyl compound. We can write in the bracket. Now, next one. Here you have seen aldehydes and ketone. When one of the valency of the carbonyl carbon is satisfied by the, that is hydrogen, then it is called as aldehyde. And when both valency is satisfied by the, that is R group, it is called as a ketone. Now here, if you see the example, just we can write example for this one. Simple example we'll take here, that is when R is a methyl group, CS3, C double bond O and H. Then another example is acetone, CS3, C double bond O and CH3, right? And if both are hydrogen, then in that case it is a formaldehyde. So C double bond O and H and EH. So it is a formaldehyde. It is a acetaldehyde and it is a acetone. Right. Now, if you see the dipole moment of this one, acetaldehyde is having dipole moment 2.73 dBi. So 2.73 dBi. Formaldehyde is having dipole moment, that is mu is equal to 2.3, 2.3, and acetone is having a dipole moment 2.8, 2.8. So it is a mu. Now here, as it is a more than one, so of course it is a polar in nature. Right? It is a polar in nature. It is having a dipole moment, so it is having a polarity. Now, question arises: out of this one, in aldehyde, which is a more reactive? Which is a more reactive? So here we have to check the reactivity of this one. So here, if you see in the resonating structure, we have seen that this carbonyl carbon, it undergo resonance and there is a generation of a C positive and a O negative. So the nucleophile will attack on the carbonyl carbon. More the positive, more is the reactivity. More the positive, more is the reactivity. So any factor which increases the positive charge on the carbonyl carbon, it will increase its reactivity. Right? It's increase its reactivity. So here you have to check which will increase positive charge and which will decrease the positive charge. So if you take, that is here acetaldehyde, in acetaldehyde there is the presence of one R group, methyl group, which exhibit plus I effect. It exhibit a plus I effect. So the charge on this carbon, the charge on the carbon will get decreased. Why? Because methyl group exhibit plus I effect. So the positive charge on the carbon it get a decrease. So less the positive charge, less is the reactivity. Right. Similarly, in case of ketone, here acetone, there are two R group here methyl group which exhibit plus I effect. So the charge on the carbonyl carbon that is a positive charge will get decreased as compared to acetaldehyde. Why? Because in acetone there are the two R group. So the intensity of the positive charge on the carbonyl carbon is less as compared to acetaldehyde. So the here acetaldehyde is having a more positive as compared to acetone. That's why acetaldehyde is a more reactive as compared to acetone. But in case of formaldehyde, the hydrogen do not exhibit any electronic effect. So whatever charge on the carbon is there, it will be the same. So here we can say that the formaldehyde is a more reactive as compared to acetaldehyde as compared to acetone. Or we can make a general statement that the aldehydes they are more reactive as compared to acetone. Right, aldehydes are more reactive as compared to acetone. So in general we can explain aldehydes are more reactive as compared to acetone, or in particular formaldehydes are more reactive as compared to acetaldehyde and acetone. So this is the reason we can explain by the resonating structure. More the positive on the carbon carbon, more is the reactivity. Less the positive, less is the reactivity. So here you have seen the reactivity of this carbonyl carbon. Now here you have seen that the carbonyl carbon is having positive charge. Now what type of reaction it may take place? So here we have to see the reactivity of this carbonyl carbon, the reactivity of this carbonyl carbon. Here we have taken the carbonyl carbon, that is C double bond O, right? And it undergo resonance. Just now you have seen the pi bond will open on the oxygen. Oxygen get negative, carbon get positive. I result the carbonyl carbon is having a positive charge and oxygen is having the negative charge, right? So you are having a such type of resonating structure of carbonyl compound we have seen just now. Now carbonyl carbon is having positive, right? So it undergo addition reaction. It undergo addition reaction. So here it undergo addition reaction. So it undergo, that is a addition reaction. In addition reaction, if suppose first, if nucleophile attack, then it use a nucleophilic addition reaction. Nucleophilic addition reaction. And if electrophile attack first means it attack on the oxygen. So it gives electrophilic addition reaction. Electrophilic addition reaction. So this carbonyl compound it can use both, that is a nucleophilic addition reaction and also electrophilic addition reaction. So when nucleophile attack first, then it is called as nucleophilic addition reaction. When electrophile attack first, then it uses electrophilic addition reaction. Let us see one by one. That is a first. We'll take the nucleophilic addition reaction. Nucleophilic addition reaction. So in nucleophilic addition reaction, if you take in general, for example, the carbonyl compound, that is a C double bond O, here is a R in general, right? So this may be R, this may be H, you can take anything. And the reagent we use is HZ, right? The reagent we use, that is the H and Z. Unsymmetrical reagent. We'll see later on what type of Z we can use. So this Z is more electronegative as compared to hydrogen. So what happen? The pi bond will open on the Z negative. Oxygen is more electronegative as compared to carbon in the carbonyl compound. So oxygen carries a negative charge. So here this Z negative will attack on this carbon atom. So there is a formation of a bond between, that is a carbon and Z. So we can write their transition state. So in this case, what happen? You are having a such type of carbon, right? You are having two valency. Here is oxygen, right? And the bond between this carbon and oxygen, it undergo breaking, right? The bond between the carbon and oxygen, it undergo breaking. At the same time, the bond between this carbon and this Z undergo forming. So there is a formation of a such type of transition state. As a result, as it break, this oxygen carries partial negative and this Z is having a partial also. There is a positive charge, right? So in this case, you get such type of a transition state, such type of a transition state, and further it will open, this will shift here, right, and it will form a bond with this carbon, and there is a formation of a such type of a intermediate, right? So here is a O and here is a Z, means you attack Z and there is a formation of a negative charge. So you are having a such type of a product. It is a carbon 1 2 3 4, right? So it is a tetrahedral intermediate. So it is a tetrahedral RO alkoxide. We can say RO alkoxide. So there is a formation of tetrahedral intermediate, and further the nucleophile we have attack in the first step, and the second step we attack, that is here H, means it undergo protonation. So H positive from the solvent, or from this one HZ, it undergo protonation and there is a formation of such type of final compound. So you add, that is the H and Z on the carbonyl compound, H and Z on the carbonyl compound. So here the internal bond angle, if you see here, this carbon is sp2 hybridized, right? The internal bond angle is a 120 degree, but here this carbon is a sp3 hybridized, and the internal bond angle is 109.109.5, right? 109.5. So it is a tetrahedral in nature. 109.5 degree. So in this case, you'll see that sp2 carbon becomes sp3, means the degree of unsaturation get decrease, right? So you are having a tetrahedral product. So all the atoms of the reagent will attack on the multiple bond, and you are getting such type of compound. So in this case, you'll see that the there is an attack of, that is a nucleophile first. So it is a nucleophilic addition reaction. So it is a nucleophilic addition reaction. Let us see example of this one. In example, here we can take, in general, the valency is satisfied by the R. The valency is satisfied by the R. So here is R. Here is also R, right? This R may be same, may be different. So we can write R or R dash. Maybe same, maybe different. Maybe alkyl, maybe aryl, maybe hydrogen. So here is R dash. Here is R dash, right? Here is R and R dash. So I have make corresponding example just by replacing the valency of the carbonyl carbon by R and R dash. So this is the example. Similarly, we can write example just by replacing R by methyl, so and R dash by the H, so it becomes a acetaldehyde. both are they are methyl, then it is a acetone. So it is a nucleophilic substitution reaction. So here you'll see that in the transition state, here the carbonyl carbon, in this case, here one, two, 3, 4. It is a tetravalent. It is the tetravalent, right? So there are the four groups in the transition state, right? And in case of SN2 reaction, it is a pentavalent. There were the four that we have learned already. So there is a formation of a transition state in the nucleophilic addition reaction. So this is the nucleophilic addition mechanism. So this is the nucleophilic addition mechanism, right? So as nucleophile attack first, so nucleophilic addition mechanism. In this case, first step is a slow step, RDS step. So it is a slow step, right? It is a slow step. So in slow step, you see that the two group, that is a substrate carbonyl compound and the reagent. So it is the reagent. It is a reagent and it is a substrate. Both are involved in the reaction. So the rate of reaction depends upon the concentration of substrate and the reagent, right? So this is the slow step. And second step, protonation, right, is the fast step. It is the fast step, right? It is a slow step and it is the fast step. So it is a nucleophilic addition mechanism. And here we will learn only nucleophilic addition reaction in detail in this topic. Now let us see the next mechanism. Same thing we'll see, but here we'll attack. That is uh, number B mechanism, that is electrophilic addition mechanism. Electrophilic addition mechanism means electrophile attack first. Electrophilic addition mechanism. In electrophilic addition mechanism of carbonyl compound, the reagent react with, that is of carbonyl compound with electrophile first. So here we'll write the mechanism in general first. Here is a carbonyl carbon double bond O, right? It react with HZ, H and Z. So in the first step, the oxygen is having a two lone pair. So this lone pair, this sigma bond will open on Z, Z negative and H positive. So this lone pair will attack on the H, means it is a protonation step. So first step is the fast step. First step is the fast step, and it undergo protonation. So there is a carbon double bond O, one lone pair, and one lone pair will form a bond with the H. So oxygen carries a positive charge, right? And further, it may also undergo a resonance. How? The oxygen is having positive charge, so this pi bond will open on the oxygen, neutralization of the positive charge, and you are getting here carbon, here is oxygen, here is the H, there is a neutralization of the positive and this carbon becomes a positive, right? So you can write in the bracket, that is the transition state. So here we can write in the bracket right. So this is the transition state. So it is called as a transition state. Now further, in the next step, what happen? There is an attack of Z minus. Now the Z minus will attack on the carbon. Why? Because there is a positive charge and you are having corresponding product. So you can write also transition state for this one. So first you will write the transition state. There is no need to write down the transition state. We can write directly also. But here I will write the transition state, how it attack. So in this case, the there is a carbon, right? There is attack of, so here there is bond, here is a O, here is a H, and let us see directly addition of Z. So you add Z here because the carbon is having a, there is a positive charge. So you are having also product, right? So starting from the carbon compound, you are having corresponding product. But in this case, the electrophile attack first. That's why it is a electrophilic addition reaction. So it is a electrophilic addition reaction. Example, here we can write example, we can replace the carbon valency by R group. Then you are having RR, maybe same, maybe different, and you are having corresponding product. This R may be alkyl, maybe aryl, maybe hydrogen, and you are getting such type of a compound. So this is about the electrophilic addition reaction mechanism. Electrophilic addition reaction mechanism. So you have seen the two type of the mechanism: electrophilic addition mechanism and nucleophilic addition mechanism. Nucleophilic addition mechanism is a common, right? So in this topic we learn only the nucleophilic addition mechanism. Now we have seen the two type of the mechanism. We have now we'll see the reactivity of carbonyl compound. Reactivity of carbonyl compound. Reactivity of carbonyl compound. So which group is a more reactive? That we'll see. So reactivity of carbonyl compound means whether aldehydes are more reactive or ketones are more reactive, or the factors affecting reactivity of carbonyl compound. So we can say here factors affecting on reactivity of carbonyl group. Reactivity of carbonyl group. Now here we have learned already that how the formaldehyde is more reactive as compared to acetaldehyde, that is aldehyde, and then the ketone. So first factor which affect on the reactivity, a question of 2 mark they may ask, what are the factors which affects on the reactivity of the carbonyl group. So first factor is the inductive effect. First factor is the inductive effect. Inductive effect. We know what is meant by inductive effect. So first factor is the inductive effect. How it affect on the, that is the reactivity. For example, suppose if you take, we have taken already this example also. Suppose if you take formaldehyde, then we take aldehyde other than formaldehyde, and we take the ketone RC double bond O R. We know the carbon carbon, they undergo resonance. Carbon carbon is having positive and oxygen is having the negative. So more the positive on the carbon carbon, easier the attack, more is the reactivity, right? And less the positive charge on the carbon carbon, then less is the reactivity. So here in formaldehyde, it do not exhibit any effect, right? But in R, you are having a plus I effect. It exhibit plus I effect. So the positive charge on the carbonyl carbon get a decrease. But in case of ketone, example acetone, there are the two R group which exhibit plus I effect. So there are the two plus I effect. So the positive charge on the carbonyl carbon is less. That's why here we can say that the formaldehydes are more reactive as compared to aldehyde other than formaldehyde and a ketone. So this inductive effect on the reactivity. This inductive effect affect on the reactivity, right? So in inductive effect, if suppose there is a plus I effect, plus I effect, then the reactivity get a decrease. But if there is a minus I effect, then in that case the reactivity get a increase, right? So remember here in this case plus I effect means the positive charge on the carbon get decrease. That's why reactivity get a decrease. And if there is a minus effect in the R, suppose there is a presence of Cl, NO2 like this one, in that case, the positive charge on the carbon get increase. That's why the reactivity also get a increase. For example, if you sometimes they may also ask why the formaldehyde is more reactive than the aldehyde other than formaldehyde, or why the aldehyde are more reactive than the ketone. We can take example for this one. Suppose if you are having CS3 C double bond O H means that is acetaldehyde, and I have replaced one of the H by Cl. Suppose Cl, here is a CH2, here is a C double bond O, and here is a H, right? Then there is a Br, CH2, C double bond O, and H. And if suppose there is a CH3, C double bond O, and H. All are aldehydes. Here, one of the hydrogen of the acetaldehyde is replaced by Br and Cl. Now, if you compare this acetaldehyde and bromoacetaldehyde, this acetaldehyde it exhibit plus I effect. So the positive charge on the carbon get a decrease. So it is somewhat less reactive. But in a bromoacetaldehyde, if you see that the bromo is directly attached to the alpha carbon atom. So it exhibit minus I effect. So the charge on the carbon that is a positive charge, its intensity get increased. So the electrophile can attack very easily. So it's a reactivity get increase. But if you see the chloro and bromo acetaldehyde, the chlorine is a more electronegative as compared to bromo compound. That's why the chloroacetaldehyde is a more reactive as compared to that is a bromo. So in case of fluorochlorobromoido, the that is the fluoro acetaldehyde are more reactive as compared to chloro, as compared to bromo, as compared to iodine. And why? Because the electronegativity of a fluorine is a more as compared to that is a chlorine, as compared to bromine, as compared to iodine. So here we can write the reactivity sequence like this one. So in this you can write any other example also, right? So this is about the inductive effect. So here the inductive effect affect on the reactivity. So we can make a generalization that if there is a plus effect, the reactivity of the carbon get a decrease. If there is a minus effect, then the reactivity get a increase. So this is about the reactivity, right? This is about the reactivity. Next factor is the resonance effect, right? So you know what is meant by a resonance effect. The delocalization of the pi bond is called as a resonance effect. Number 2 point. how the resonance effect affect on the reactivity. Resonance effect. In the resonance effect, again there is a plus R effect and a minus R effect. The effect which delocalizes the positive charges means there's a more delocalization of the positive, less is the reactivity, right? Or if you increase the intensity of the positive, the reactivity get increase. If it decrease the intensity of the reactivity, then reactivity get a decrease. So let us see some example on this one and how it affect on the reactivity. Suppose if you take, that is a example, that is a benzaldehyde, right? It is your benzaldehyde. Here is a pi bond, here is a pi bond, and here is a pi bond, and here is a C double bond O H. In this case, oxygen is more electronegative as compared to carbon. Pi bond open on the oxygen, O negative and a C positive. So this pi bond is involved into delocalization. Delocalization means here the positive charge undergo delocalization on the benzene nucleus. So there is a delocalization of the positive, means it is not available for the attack, right? So the reactivity get decreased. So the electron density on the benzene get delocalized on the carbonyl carbon. So it exhibit plus R effect. It exhibit a plus R effect. So that's why the reactivity get decreased. But suppose in this benzaldehyde, if we have such type of pi bond, here is a pi bond and here is a pi bond, and I put here N double bond O and O minus, means nitro group, and here is a aldehyde. So para-nitrobenzaldehyde. Now in para-nitrobenzaldehyde, nitro group is there. Nitro group is electron withdrawing group. So the pi bond open on the oxygen, O negative and N positive. So this pi bond will shift here. There is a formation of pi bond. Carbon becomes positive. So this pi bond will shift here. There is a formation of a pi bond. So here the positive charge on the carbonyl carbon get delocalized. It get delocalized, right? So it withdraw electron density from the carbonyl carbon. That's why the para-nitrobenzaldehydes are more reactive as compared to, that is a benzaldehyde, right? So here it exhibit a minus R, it exhibit a plus R. So we can make a statement that if there is a minus R, right, and if there is a plus R, so minus R group is there, then the reactivity get increase, and if there's a plus R, then reactivity get a decrease, right? So about the resonance effect. Now we'll take another example. Suppose if I take a group which exhibit plus R in the benzaldehyde. Suppose if I write here CS3O, here is a benzene nucleus, right? Pi bond, pi bond, pi bond, and here is a C double bond O H. Now oxygen is having two bonds on the oxygen. Oxygen get negative. This carbon is having positive. So this pi bond, they are involved into delocalization. This will involve into delocalization, and this will involve into delocalization. Means there is a delocalization of the positive charge takes place. So here is a no positive charge as compared to this benzaldehyde. That's why it is a less reactive. Means benzaldehydes are more reactive as compared to paramethoxybenzaldehyde. Paramethoxybenzaldehyde. So similarly, you can write the number of other example also, right? So this is one of the factor which affect on the reactivity, right? So they'll give the compound and they'll ask arrange in the increasing and decreasing order. So here we have seen the resonance effect, how it affect on the reactivity, right? Let us see the next effect, that is the steric effect. Steric effect, how it affect on the reactivity on the carbonyl group. Now here also we'll take the example. In general, suppose you are having a carbonyl carbon C double bond O, and here is a R, and here is a R, right? In this carbonyl carbon, what happened? The Z negative, because this carbonyl carbon is a planar in nature. So as is a trigonal, so it attack on the carbonyl carbon, and then it will convert into corresponding right. So there is a formation of a tetrahedral intermediate, and then there is formation of corresponding such type of intermediate. That is a carbon, right? Here is a R, attack of Z, and here is a O negative. So in this case, we will see that the previous carbon is sp2 hybridized. It is a sp2 hybridized, and the internal bond angle is 120 degree, right? And the intermediate is sp3 hybridized, and the internal bond angle is 105.109, right? 109.5, right? So if you see the steric hindrance in the second one, it, right? Here is a 9, right? The steric hindrance is less in the second one, sp3, right? In the first one, it was sp2 hybridized. In the second one, it is sp3 hybridized, right? So here, when you attack the nucleophile Z, then it will convert into corresponding sp3. Means the 120, right, will convert into 109. 109. So uh, there is a decrease in the internal bond angle. There is a decrease in the internal bond angle. So how it affect on the reactivity? So if there is a more crowding, then there will be the less reactivity, right? So here, suppose if I take such type of example, CS3, then C double bond O, and H, then CH3, C double bond O, CH3, then I can replace the methyl group by the tertiary group. So you can get CH3, here is a CH3, and here is a CH3. Similarly, we can replace the first methyl group by the again tertiary butyl group. So you are having such type of, that is CH3, here is a CH3, and here is a CH3. So compound number 1, compound number 2, compound number 3, and compound number 4, right? First is the acetaldehyde, second is acetone, third is methyl tertiary butyl ketone, and fourth is di-tertiary butyl ketone. Now here we see that there is an attack of Z on the sp2 carbon. In first case, there was hydrogen and methyl. The groups are small, but as we go from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, and 3 to 4, the bulkiness in the substrate get increased. The bulkiness in the substrate get increased. So more the bulkiness, more the crowding, more the steric hindrance, right? And there is a no easier attack, and there is a no easier attack. So here, as the crowding increases, then the reactivity get decrease. The reactivity get decrease. So this acetaldehyde is a more reactive than this acetone, then this number 3 and number 4. So in this way also you can explain the, there is a steric hindrance, how it affect on the reactivity. A question to mark, they may ask what are the factors which affect on the reactivity of a carbonyl compound. Number 1 inductive effect. Number two, that is the resonance effect, and number three, there is a steric effect. Just you have to write down the factors. Similarly, separately also they may ask how the inductive effect will affect on the reactivity, or how the resonance effect affect on the reactivity, or how the steric effect affect on the reactivity. You can take example in general or in particular, and you can write the example, right, or explanation. So here we have seen how the uh, the factors which affect on the reactivity of a carbonyl compound, right? So next point we have to learn about the reactivity. So today we have what we have learned. We have learned what are the addition reaction on the carbonyl carbon. Carbonyl carbon is sp2 hybridized. It contains sigma bond and pi bond. It undergo resonance. So if you see the reactivity, the formaldehys are more reactive than the acetaldehyde, than the acetone. We have seen these are the resonating structure of the carbonyl carbon. So here is the carbonyl carbon. So they undergo resonance. Carbon having the positive. When nucleophile attack first, then it is called as a nucleophilic addition reaction. So it is called as a nucleophilic addition reaction. When electrophile attack, it is called as electrophilic addition reaction. We have seen the mechanism, right? So the nucleophilic addition reaction is common, right? Generally, the most of the reaction takes place by the nucleophilic addition reaction, means nucleophile attack first and then electrophile. So first step is the attack of nucleophile, formation of transition state, that is a tetrahedral. If you don't write transition state, it also work. You can write directly, that is a tetrahedral intermediate, that is a slow step, and then it undergo protonation to give corresponding product. In the electrophilic addition reaction, electrophile H positive attack first. There is a formation of transition state, and then there is the attack of nucleophile, right? And there is a formation of product. So first step is a fast step, and second step is a slow step. Second step is the slow step, right? And we have seen the reactivity, how the reactivity affect the factors, that is the inductive effect. If there is a plus effect, the reactivity get decreased. If there is a minus effect, the reactivity get increase. Similarly, we have seen the resonance effect. If there is a minus R effect, reactivity get increased. If there is a plus R effect, the reactivity get decrease. And the steric effect. More the crowding, right? More crowding in the transition state, right? And there's a more crowding in the product also. That's why the reactivity get decrease. So yes, this what is addition reaction? Addition reaction of the carbonyl carbon, and what type of different type of mechanisms are possible for the carbonyl carbon and the reactivity of carbonyl carbon, right? So in this way, we have seen this point. So the next points are the reaction, right? The chemical reactions, that is the addition reaction. If you know one, the general mechanism, remaining all are same. If you know the one, remaining all are same, right? So here we have to see the reactions of this carbonyl carbon, right? So in this one, if you have any doubt, you may ask. If you have doubt, ask in this one. Any doubt? Yes, Ankita, Rohit, Srikant, Srushti, Snehal. Any doubt? Supriya Chaudhary, no doubt. Where is Chavan? Right. Okay, so again, you at home, you read, then again it becomes easy to understand the next concept. So you can use a book, Organic Chemistry by the Morris Chambers, Organic Chemistry by the Claydon. Also, you can use the textbook, Organic chemistry for TY basic chemistry by the Manali publication or the Nirali publication, right? So these are some references that you can use, right? So I think